Welcome back, my fellow history lovers. An empire that spanned over 7 centuries and dominated the Mediterranean world. A massive army, great military organization, and the most powerful European power for hundreds of years. In this video, we'll take a deep dive into the history of the Roman Empire. The Ottoman Empire. So let's begin. The rise of the Ottoman Empire occurred within a complex historical context that set the stage for its ascendancy. The decline of several significant empires, coupled with shifting power dynamics in the region, created favorable conditions for the rise of the Ottomans. One of the key predecessors to the Ottoman Empire was the Byzantine Empire, which had its capital in Constantinople, present-day Istanbul. The Byzantine Empire was a successor to the Roman Empire in the Eastern Mediterranean and had a long and rich history. However, by the 13th century, the empire was weakened by internal conflicts, external invasions, and economic decline. These factors eroded its military strength and left it vulnerable to external threats. Another notable predecessor was the Seljuk Turks, who established a powerful empire across Central Asia and the Middle East. The Seljuk embraced Islam and played a significant role in spreading Turkish influence in the region. However, their decline began in the 12th century due to internal divisions and conflicts, allowing for the emergence of smaller Turkish beyliks, also known as principalities, in Anatolia. It was within this fragmented and weakened political landscape that the Ottoman dynasty emerged. Led by Osman I, the Ottomans gradually expanded their territory into Anatolia, primarily through military prowess and strategic alliances. They took advantage of the power vacuum left by the declining Seljuk Turks and engaged in conflicts with neighboring beyliks and Byzantine territories. The Mongol invasions of the 13th century also played a role in reshaping the region. While the Mongols brought destruction and instability, their rule indirectly contributed to the rise of the Ottomans. The Mongol Ilkhanate, which controlled parts of Anatolia, faced internal challenges and disintegration. This allowed the nascent Ottoman state to assert its authority and gain further territorial control. If you want to learn more about the Mongol Empire or the Byzantine Empire, links to our in-depth videos are in the video description. The foundation of the Ottoman Empire can be traced back to the leadership of Osman I in the late 13th century. Under his rule, the fledgling state expanded its influence by seizing territories from Byzantine holdings and engaging in strategic alliances. Osman I's successors, particularly Orhan and Murad I, continued the expansionist policies, solidifying the Ottomans' hold in Anatolia. Murad I's reign was marked by significant military victories, most notably the Battle of Kosovo in 1389, which solidified Ottoman authority in the Balkans. The empire truly came into its own under the reign of Mehmed II, also known as the Conqueror. In 1453, Mehmed successfully captured Constantinople, the capital of the Byzantine Empire, thus ending the Byzantine reign and establishing the Ottomans as a dominant power in the region. This pivotal event not only provided the Ottomans with a strategic location and access to trade routes, but also symbolized their rise to global prominence. Subsequent Ottoman sultans expanded the empire's territorial boundaries through a combination of military conquests, diplomatic maneuvering, and strategic marriages. The empire reached its zenith during the reign of Suleiman the Magnificent in the 16th century. Suleiman's military campaigns expanded Ottoman territories deep into Europe, reaching as far as Hungary and Austria. This golden age of the Ottoman Empire witnessed a remarkable flourishing of arts, culture, and intellectual pursuits. In the realm of literature, Ottoman scholars produced notable works in various genres. Poetry thrived during this period, with celebrated poets like Baki and Fuzuli composing exquisite verses in both classical Ottoman Turkish and Persian styles. The visual arts flourished as well, with Ottoman artists leaving an enduring legacy. The art of miniature painting reached new heights with masterpieces like Siyar-i-Nebi, the Life of the Prophet, showcasing intricate details and vibrant colors. Architecture also experienced a renaissance, with the iconic Süleymaniye Mosque in Istanbul serving as a testament to the grandeur innovation of Ottoman architectural style. Architect Sinan, regarded as the greatest Ottoman architect, designed and constructed numerous architectural marvels across the empire. Music and calligraphy also thrived during the Golden Age. Ottoman music evolved with a distinct style, blending elements of Persian, Arabic, and Byzantine traditions. Renowned composers like Sultan Selim III contributed to the development of Ottoman classical music. Calligraphy, considered a revered art form in Islamic culture, reached new heights of mastery during this period, with the elegant scripts adorning mosques, manuscripts, and official documents. The golden age of the Ottoman Empire also witnessed advancements in science, medicine, and philosophy. Scholars like Taqi al-Din contributed to astronomical observations and developments in optics, while physician Ibn Nafis made significant contributions to the understanding of human anatomy. Ottoman scholars also engaged in philosophical discourse with works on ethics, theology, and mysticism by figures such as Molla Fenari and Semseddin Sivasi gaining prominence. This period of cultural and intellectual richness contributed to the wider Islamic and European Renaissance. The Ottoman Empire's artistic and intellectual achievements served as a bridge between the East and the West, influencing and inspiring subsequent generations. The government and administration of the Ottoman Empire were characterized by a unique blend of centralized authority, hierarchical structure, and a system of governance that allowed for both flexibility and stability. The Sultan, as the supreme ruler, held absolute power and was considered the embodiment of state. The empire operated under a system known as the millet system, which recognized and respected the religious and cultural diversity within its territories. At the core of the Ottoman government was the Sultan, who was advised by a council known as the Divan. The Divan consisted of high-ranking officials, including the Grand Vizier, who served as the chief minister and acted as the Sultan's right hand. Other members of the Divan included the Grand Mufti, who served as the highest religious authority, and various ministers responsible for specific administrative areas. The empire was divided into administrative units called provinces or eyalets and governed by a governor or pasha. These provincial governors were appointed by the Sultan and held significant powers over their respective regions, including maintaining law and order, collecting taxes, and overseeing military affairs. The provincial system allowed for local governance while maintaining centralized control. To ensure efficient administration, the empire relied on complex bureaucracy that included various administrative offices and departments. These offices were responsible for collecting taxes, maintaining records, managing public services, and overseeing trade and commerce. The bureaucracy was staffed by educated individuals, often drawn from the imperial elite or recruited through the prestigious Ottoman educational institutions known as the palace schools. One notable feature of Ottoman administration, as mentioned before, was the concept of millet, which recognized the religious and cultural autonomy of non-Muslim communities within the empire. Each religious community, such as Christians, Jews, and others, was allowed to govern its own internal affairs and legal matters. This system provided a degree of self-governance and allowed for the preservation of diverse cultural identities within the empire. The military prowess and conquests of the Ottoman Empire were a defining aspect of its history. The empire built a formidable military force known for its disciplined and highly skilled soldiers. The Ottoman military was structured around the Janissaries, an elite corps of infantry made up of Christian boys who were converted to Islam and trained rigorously. They were complemented by cavalry units such as the Sipahi and the Akinci, known for their mobility and tactical abilities. Under the leadership of ambitious sultans, the Ottomans embarked on a series of conquests that expanded their empire to unprecedented levels. One of the empire's most significant conquests was the capture of Constantinople in 1453, a momentous event that marked the end of the Byzantine Empire and established the Ottomans as a major power in the region. This conquest also enabled the Ottomans to control key trade routes and establish a dominant position in the Mediterranean. The Ottoman military continued its expansion through strategic military campaigns. The Battle of Mohacs in 1526 was a decisive victory for the Ottomans, allowing them to extend their influence into Central Europe. They went to capture major cities such as Belgrade, Rhodes, and Athens, expanding their territories across the Balkans and the eastern Mediterranean. The Siege of Vienna in 1529 and subsequent attempts in the 17th century marked the empire's efforts to penetrate deeper into Europe, although they ultimately failed to capture the city. The Ottoman military achievements were not limited to land conquests. The empire boasted a powerful navy, particularly during the reign of Sultan Selim I and his successor Suleiman the Magnificent. The Ottoman fleet, led by skilled admirals like Hayreddin Barbarossa, patrolled vital sea routes in the Mediterranean and Red Sea. They successfully confronted European naval powers and expanded their influence across the North African coast, with conquests including Algiers and Tripoli. These military conquests established the Ottomans as a dominant force, inspiring fear and respect among their adversaries. The empire's success was attributed to its sophisticated siege tactics, effective use of artillery, and the ability to forge alliances with local powers. The Janissaries and other military units played a crucial role in these conquests, displaying remarkable discipline and adaptability on the battlefield. The decline of the Ottoman Empire, which had once been a powerful and expansive force, can be attributed to a combination of external pressures and internal challenges that gradually weakened the empire over time. In the late 17th and 18th centuries, the empire faced significant territorial losses and military defeats, particularly at the hands of European powers. Subsequent conflicts such as the Russo-Turkish War of 1768 to 1774 and the Balkan Wars further eroded Ottoman control over its dominions. Internally, the empire struggled with economic stagnation, corruption, and social unrest. The traditional system of governance, which had served the empire well in earlier centuries, became increasingly inefficient and resistant to change. Attempts to reform, such as the Tanzimat reforms in the mid-19th century, aimed to modernize the empire's institutions and legal systems, but faced significant resistance from conservative elements within the empire. The empire's diverse ethnic and religious composition also posed challenges to its unity. Nationalist movements, particularly among Balkan populations, sought greater autonomy or independence from Ottoman rule. These movements gained momentum in the late 19th and early 20th centuries, leading to a series of uprisings and rebellions that further weakened the empire's hold over its territories. The empire's decline accelerated during World War I as it aligned with the Central Powers and suffered significant military defeats. The empire's involvement in the war exacerbated economic hardships and triggered widespread discontent among its population. During this time, the Young Turk movement emerged, seeking to modernize and reform the empire, but their efforts were hindered by internal divisions and external pressures. The final blow to the Ottoman Empire came with the aftermath of World War I. The empire was partitioned and occupied by Allied powers, who dismantled its territories and sought to redraw the map of the region. In response, Mustafa Kemal Atatürk, a prominent military officer, led a successful resistance movement against the occupation and established the Republic of Turkey in 1923. Under Atatürk's leadership, the new republic embarked on a program of radical reforms known as the Kemalist reforms, aimed at modernizing Turkey and breaking away from its Ottoman past. These reforms encompassed political, social, cultural, and legal changes, including the adoption of a secular political system, the introduction of a Latin-based alphabet, and the promotion of Western-style education and clothing. The transformation of the Ottoman Empire into the Republic of Turkey marked a significant turning point in Turkish history. It represented a break from the imperial past and moved toward a modern, secular, and nationalist state. Atatürk's legacy and the subsequent leaders of Turkey have sought to balance a respect for the empire's heritage while embracing the principles and aspirations of the Republic, shaping the modern identity of the Turkish nation. I hope you liked this video about the Ottoman Empire. If you did, please leave a comment, like, share, and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one.